Hello, welcome back. Lonnie and Craig, our YouTube channel is You're Doing What? And it's a channel dedicated to the RV life, full-time living for older people. We're in our 70s and we've decided to move into our RV full-time for at least 2 years, maybe till we croak, we don't know, haven't decided. But this is what we're going to do. We're doing what? Most of my friends couldn't believe it. So, this video is going to kind of let you know what it was like to actually move in here. Last video I talked about downsizing and minimizing and what that process kind of looked like. Moving our stuff in here at our age was a challenge. So I know many of you probably have the same sense that my husband and I do about how can we be 70? Really? My body sometimes lets me know it's 70, but my mind really doesn't. So we were finding our stamina was about 3 hours, maybe 4 if we really pushed ourselves. So it took us about 10 days to go from our 2,500 square foot home to what was going to go to a 10 by 10 storage unit to what was going to come with us here. And then it took some filtering along the way to decide, oh, okay, we don't need that. It needs to go to storage or to Salvation Army or St. Vincent de Paul. And I'm glad we took that 10 days because we weren't grossly overtired. We could take our time. We knew that we had reserved the spot at the RV park for 30 days, so we weren't in a hurry, and I'm really glad that we did that. And I would encourage those of you who are in your senior years to give yourself enough time to do everything so that you're not exhausted when you hit the road. And then I'll tell you something else in a few minutes about why we haven't left, and that's been actually a good thing too. We haven't left yet, to kind of get used to getting up in the morning, going to bed at night, establishing a pattern for how we're living, how we're cooking, because we'd rather prepare our meals really in the coach than go out most of the time. So, and that's just personal preference. I usually like my own cooking better than anybody else's, so it doesn't have anything to do with COVID. In Florida, we've been wide open for so long, nobody really even thinks about it except people who are a little bit who are frightened, we'll just put it that way. And people live the way they're going to live, and we all have to make our choices. But I can tell you that we've lived a very good year doing what we chose to do, which was live our lives. Okay, so one of the things when you're moving into a place, a small place, is that you pre-organize. So I watched a lot of videos on YouTube about organizing small spaces, and almost every single one of them talked about containerizing everything. Put everything that is a like item in a container. So when we moved, we did that when we left our house. So when we moved into the motorhome, items were already in a container designated for a particular place in the coach. So all my bathroom items, makeup, jewelry, everything was in a container, and it came in the coach in those containers. And then all I had to do was put the container away. Now, as it turned out, I probably overestimated a little bit how much the coach would hold and how much some of these cupboards would hold. But I figured that out and shuffled some things around and moved things that maybe to the storage unit that I thought, oh, I don't really need this. And if I do need one of these, that's what Walmart's for. So containerizing, kitchen, especially the kitchen. Find a way to store your pots and pans. Our coach has a induction cooktop and a microwave convection oven. So the induction cooktop only uses a certain kind of cookware. It has to be metal that is magnetized, or else the cooktop won't heat up. So that actually was good, because then I had one set that would do that, and then I left everything else when we sold the house. So they needed it, they had nothing. They were coming from up north, and they appreciated, I think, everything that we left that they didn't have to go out and get or bring down to Florida from up north. The bathrooms, there's a half bath in this coach, and then a larger bath. So my husband's things, he has the half bath because he doesn't, he's not as needy as I am when it comes to personal space and where I want to keep all my things. He's good in that little half bath, and he gets to take a shower where the shower is if he asks nicely. Just kidding. In the main bathroom, but other than that, all his things are in his bathroom. There's storage in the bedroom. We have 2 small closets that have one side has 3 or 4 drawers. Then there's there's an area between the 2 closets that has 2 or 3 drawers again that are wider, and those are primarily his, because almost all of my things fit in that big closet, and I've fixed it. I have some containers in there that contain t-shirts and other things that I don't need to use up space that he could use. In the kitchen I told you last time, I said the dishes were, I only have 6 dishes, so that's good. We got rid of a lot of linens when we moved from our house, so I have 2 or 3 tablecloths, and you kind of need tablecloths when you park outside, and there's a picnic table outside and you have your own table, to have a covering for those tables. And I'm trying to use cloth napkins instead of paper napkins. I'm not always successful, but I do try to use cloth napkins, so I brought quite a few of those from home. We brought a couple of Dollar Tree, this is crazy, Dollar Tree trays. That you can go to the Dollar Tree and get a couple of those plastic trays. They're great, because then you can throw them away once you've used them 2 or 3 times. And if you take them to a potluck or to some other event, if you leave it, it's okay. So I have several of those. We decided to cook in aluminum pans when we did bake in the convection oven, rather than in that heavy Pyrex glassware. I just took that to the storage. And again, I'm not totally happy with those aluminum pans, but they work okay, and it saves a lot of weight and cleanup, actually, because it's finish your meal and roll them up and they're in the trash, good to go. So those kinds of things you have to think about too when you're moving into an RV. How much cleanup time do you have? How much do you want to clean up? And how much room do you have to clean up? So these little kitchens are pretty small. And then for driving, we did prepare maps. Although I think this year, finally, we're really more apt to use our GPS system and a digital mapping system. But I still love those handheld maps, and I still like to look at those. But you really don't need them unless you really like them. And a lot of those in the elderly years would rather have the paper stuff. Okay, so when you're moving in, minimize, containerize, and take your time. If it takes 10 days, if it takes 20 days, that's okay. We're retired. Take your time and don't exhaust yourself, so that when you finally leave on what I would say is really a dream lifestyle, you're not exhausted and hassling each other and cranky and whatever else comes along with just being too tired. Okay, have a great day, and start asking yourself, you're doing what? And I look forward to seeing you on our next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.